19 miles in the UROC, 100-kilometer course, and we're at about 11,000 feet. You got another 1,600 feet to climb to the highest point in the course. And I was on this point this time last week. It's all green grass, hot, and now it's not green grass, but it's blue skies and snow. And doing good. We're coming up on 4 minutes till noon. Started at 7:03 a.m. and so yeah, I got 19 miles. That leaves 43 miles and we're done. Yep. And look. All right, this is a point where everybody knows it's something special. Going screaming how awesome a view this is. Dillion Dam Lake down there. And coming up on 11,500 feet at least. Yep. We're at 12,600 feet. 22 miles into the UROC 100-kilometer course. This is 360-degree view. Going down there, Copper Mountain. Got 3 hours to get down. So, I kind of want to hurry. Did good, past 16 people coming up. Nobody's past me going up. So, we'll see how long I can hold that. Yep. Oh, this is so nice out. Coming down the Colorado Trail. And it is just so nice out. I mean, where would you rather be than in the mountains with the snow melt? So it's nice, and it's getting warmed up. Wearing the bandana, so it keeps from getting sunburn at 12,000 foot elevation, because it's easier to get sunburn when you're up high. So anyway, come over that tree, and yeah, I love it. I don't know how far we've gone. I assume 23 miles, but wish I was going a bit quicker. There's a chipmunk down there. All right, see you later. Some guys playing golf back there. Copper Mountain, been up here for a while. It's almost 3 in the afternoon. We've only gone 27 miles in 7-8 hours. Yeah, I kind of feel down about it because we'd really like to be further along. My plan is to drop the camera, drop everything, drop my pack, just carry some gloves and a shell lining, and then do the next 20 miles without a pack, because I just don't like running with a pack. I hate it. But it's still a nice day, and that view out there, the mountains, Coppers, they are still amazing. And it's not that, I mean, the weather is perfect, it could be worse, it's not. So it's just a long descent. I don't like running down when there's still 40 miles to go. That's all. But anyways, 36 more miles to go. This is Copper. Copper Mountain, 27 miles. 7 hours and 42 minutes. 45 minutes ahead of the cutoff. Not the best, but hey, we change shoes, drop the pack, let's get going. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm gonna catch him like this. See ya. Hey. Hey.
Definitely wear a helmet. Okay. Noted. Yeah. Oh.
So I'm back from the UROC 100 kilometer course. Well, I wore number 201, UROC Ultra Racer Champion. This video is a post-race interview slash just kind of race report. I only have a few minutes of clips of footage during the race. We started on Saturday morning, September 28th, from Vertical Runner store in Breckenridge. They are the highest store at 9,600 feet elevation. So anyway, started at 7 a.m. at 22 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about -5 degrees Celsius. And we started out for 100 kilometers on the day. I think everyone was expecting a battle between Killian Jornet, Sage Kennedy, Michael Wardian, Rob Carr, Dakota Jones, and people like that. Me and the rest of us in the back, I was just prepared to go slow, have fun with the race, and enjoy it. The week prior was pretty hairy as far as weather, and even the day prior I had driven through some pretty bad storms. Anyway, we run up a very steep vertical, probably kilometer. In the first three miles, we ascended 2,000 or 2,500 feet, come down and descend back down to 9,000 whatever foot, and then the part of the day began, because in the beginning, like everyone I thought they kind of took off. I stayed a little bit slow after the first checkpoint, which is at 5 miles. I took it slow and never really saw anybody because I was so far in back. But I knew that we had a 6 to 7 to 8 mile climb with about 3,500 feet of climb ahead, and I knew that I would catch anybody coming up. So I just went for it and started power hiking and just climbed and climbed and climbed. And as you'll see in some of the footage, it was stunning. It was beautiful. I loved the day. I loved the course. It was amazing. It was awesome. I was just enjoying the snow, enjoying that it wasn't bad weather, and being up at 12. I think that topped out at 12,500 feet. A lot of people were struggling with the lack of oxygen, but I didn't quite have a problem with it. I ended up passing 16 people on that first climb, and then there's kind of a very long gradual descent into Copper Mountain. I have some footage from Copper Mountain, on that descent to Copper Mountain, and then at Copper Mountain itself. But I realized and I knew that this race is different from running in England or in the UK, because here most people they don't run with much, they run with minimal gear, minimal equipment. In England, I'm used to carrying clothes, extra food, a lot of water, a lot of just everything, a lot of weight. And I think a lot of people were asking what pack I was carrying. I'm carrying this Salomon XT Wings 10+3. And the reason I carry it, because, see, look, there's still food in the pockets. Because of pockets in the front. And yes, everyone's made fun of me for my picture. You'll see my picture of me wearing this thing, and it looks kind of goofy. But anyway, I like it. They can put food in the front or a camera, which the camera that I'm filming right now is usually kept in here. But anyway, so coming down to Copper Mountain is 27 miles, and I decided that I would make the decision to drop the pack, drop the camera, and just go for it, because I was feeling good, and I wanted to. I mean, this is an American race, so it's not an English race where you do have to have all the gear that you need for the race. And so I did. I just dropped it, and the next 12 miles was road. I ran pretty good, which was like 10, 11 minute miles, but at that point in the race, come up onto 40 miles, and at that point I think we had already climbed 9,000 feet maybe, and then we had one more, 9,000 feet total vertical gain only. So then we had a 2,000 foot climb in 2 miles is what they said, and it was supposed to be between mile 40 and mile 44 was that 2,000 foot climb, and it was only supposed to be like 4 miles in between the two checkpoints. I didn't have a Garmin because mine's broke, and I just
but I was just using a watch. That was another kind of interesting thing. I haven't run an ultra without a Garmin for a while or ever. I may have one or two. I don't know. I was just going with time and just kind of the hours just go by. And at the 40-mile mark, I was about 10 and a half hours actually. I was 10 and a half hours exactly, with 9,000 feet of gain or 18,000 feet of elevation change, and then we had that extra 2,000 feet of climb right there. So yeah, well, maybe it might have been more. Anyways, so it was starting to get dark. It was coming up on 7 p.m. at night, and we're climbing through the woods, and I was getting cold. I was wearing 3 layers of gear, three layers of this, but at 22 degrees, and which is -5 Celsius, and approaching dark, I was getting very cold, and wasn't really the temperature. I thought it was the lack of calories. I knew it, and I'd got to the point where I couldn't take gels, or I couldn't take the shot blocks. I had some shot blocks with me. I tried to take some, and I couldn't keep them down. So I was looking forward to the next checkpoint. I was going to get rehydrated, re-energized, full of food, because I knew there was going to be plenty of food there, and I was just going to eat, get my clothes, and go. And lo and behold, I get to the 44-mile checkpoint, which actually turned out to be about 46 to 47 miles. There was some people say that it was 7 to 8 miles in between that quote 4-mile checkpoint, but anyway, got there just as it was pretty dark, just after 7, so 12 some hours, and they didn't have my bag. They said, "Oh, you're number 201," and I was looking for number 201 for my drop bag that we had spread out on the course, and they said, "Sorry, your bag didn't make it to the top of the mountains." I was like, "What?" And yeah, didn't make it. So I needed to eat. I needed to eat real fast. I needed to get some food in my body, and I needed some warm weather. So the only thing to get warm in was the truck. There's a truck up there for Scott from Scott Sports. That's just a coincidence. No, Scott from Scott Sports had his truck up there, and put me in there to warm up for a bit, and then tried to see if it was possible for me to go. And they did have there was another guy that dropped, Craig. He had got pretty good hypothermia and needed to warm up also, but they were going to let me have his light, and he agreed. But at the same point, I still didn't have enough warm weather gear, because I still needed a couple more layers, and I was like, this is not good, and I couldn't continue on. And the light this is my light. This light is strong. I mean, I've used it for 2 years now. Got it at the Ultra Trail Southwest 100-mile race, and used it, and I've used it for like every night race I've done since then, and the kind of all my, anyway, it's really good, and I love it, and it goes strong, it's far, it lasts a couple days when I've had it before. But anyway, and the other light, I mean, it would have worked in emergency, but you just never know with someone else's. But the fact that overall is that my stuff wasn't there. I also had food in the drop bag. I had some like branched chain amino acid, BCAA, stuff to take, and I had a lot more in there. And I think this is my 4th official DNF in the last 2 years. I had two this year and 2 last year. The other one this year was the Spain Al Andalus, but that one I didn't really have a problem with, because I had run 100 miles 2 weeks prior, and it was a 5-day stage race, and I finished 3.5 days. I was on the 4th day when I dropped from that, just because my body had enough, and I listened to my body and didn't get injured, and that was that. Anyway, so the other thing about UROC is it took them 3.5 hours to get us down off the mountain. We waited for the rest of the field to come through about another 2 hours from when I had gotten up there, and we also had 2 hours to wait. And then Scott, who went up there with his truck early in the morning at 8 in the morning, And actually, okay, this is the explanation and the reason why I didn't get my bag up there. There was 2 other races going on, a half marathon and a 50K. The aid station needed to be set up at like 8:30 in the morning, and Scott went up there, took volunteered his time and took all the stuff up there, and he had been up there over 12 hours all day, and my bag, which had been dropped at Vertical Runner in Breckenridge, and 5 other people's bags didn't make it there. So that's the actual official explanation as to why. But it doesn't explain, I mean, it doesn't excuse, because part of the race was you drop your drop bags and you get them out on the course like everybody. But anyway, so and there was just a lot of little issues that were going on with the race that seemed to indicate that this definitely has a lot to improve upon. Where managing of the logistics, managing of communication, and I wore my Hokas for the second half of the race. Laugh all you want, but I like them. I've got 600 to 750 miles on them now. I don't know. I have where on my computer it says like 600, but I haven't tracked everything. Anyway, for the first half of the race, I wore, not first half, for the first 13 miles, I wore North Face Ultra Guide shoes. I just got them the other day, and I liked them. But on the big climb, on the hard technical part, I knew I wanted my La Sportiva, whatever they're called, La Sportiva Vertical K, I think is actually what they're called. I like them. The grip on them, actually I haven't worn them down, but the grip on rock, really light, and anyway, I like them. So anyways, that was so yeah, obviously I complained, got back to my car, went back to Vail, got another drop bag, and next day I was talking to people, and everyone, they happened to be there a lot of issues with the race, so I complained, and I got my money back. So it is what it is. I'm thankful for that. And I got another entry into next year's race. We'll see what happens, because this is a year from now. You never know what's going to happen. I enjoyed the race. I enjoyed the course. And I enjoyed being able to just, on basically spur of the moment, go and run 46 miles when I didn't end up running Tour de Giants. So this, as you may or may not know, this is my house. And that's where I'm doing my own interview right now. But the view looking out, that is where the sun comes up in the morning. That's towards the east. Pretty good view. And the mountains this is the start of the mountains to the west. I just got some little, I mean, it goes up to 9,000 feet in the back. So it's not that bad.